All right, what's up, guys? Zeph here. Today, I want to talk about Alan Wake 2 or do a review on it, a quick one. Let's talk about the things that I enjoyed. I really enjoyed the game. It was very good. It was pretty much like playing a movie with a bit of combat here and there. Um, let's see here. Some of the things that I thought were pretty noticeably good. So the map system in the game obviously uses the same structure somewhat as Resident Evil, but with a bit more visualness on the map design for each area that you are in the game. There is obviously the reuse of areas because it's associated to the first game. If you haven't played the first game, I recommend it. Um, we have Bright Falls, you have Cauldron Lake, and an area called Watery. Um, and some other, but pretty much that's the same as the first one from what I remember. Then you have the case board, which I really enjoyed also. You kind of are immersed into playing and being a detective with doing you have you know, a grand idea and then you use these red lines to determine like is this person the perpetrator? Is this person associated with the crime or is this person associated with these events? I really like that system. It actually really immersed you into being a detective when you're playing Saga Anderson. Um, on Alan Wake's end of the case board, slightly different, but obviously Alan Wake isn't a detective. He is a story writer. He is a poet, you know. But yeah, the manuscript, I really enjoy those too. The pieces of paper, you can either read through them or there's a video associated with each one. So the first one you get, if you don't want to read it, you can click on it, and then you will have a video displayed. The videos are pretty much all the same, all of them. It's just the dialogue that changes. Obviously, working on each of them, having different videos would be kind of a wasted effort. So I'm glad they didn't do that. Um, I like the profiling system. A picture of someone, and then you can go into their case. I think it goes into depth of like the person and the mind room. I do really enjoy that. There's the radio stuff, for people who are trying to 100% the game. You can listen to the radios. The game really does immerse you into the game really well. It uses a lot of cinematography based in real life. So something was recorded in real life and then implemented in the game. A lot of games, I think this is like one of the first games that I've seen done this, and I think it fit really well for some reason for Alan Wake. Having like the real life videos and the real life, ads and television, stuff. Really well designed, really well. A lot of thought and, effort went into it. And yeah, um, the weapon upgrades, um, what's it called? The weapon upgrades in the game, also not bad. You have choices, a decent bit of choices. It's very, basic style. You have, three options, choose, two or fill out the three. A decent variety of weapons. You have a pistol, you have a sniper, you have a sawed-off shotgun, then you have a long barrel shotgun, and then you have a crossbow for Saga Anderson. For Alan Wake, you have a shotgun. You have a Oh, I forgot to mention that the sniper rifle is kind of like a iron bolt or iron sight sniper rifle for Saga Anderson. But Alan Wake, you have a pistol, you have a flare gun, and then you have a shotgun. And I might have missed a weapon, but that's pretty much it. Some other things are you have a flashbang, you have your flares, you have rocket flares, you have I think that's pretty much it. If I'm missing anything, well, it's because if I'm missing anything, it's because I didn't really use that much stuff in the game. But yeah, I thought the upgrades were somewhat decent. Not the worst, not the best. You got, both sides to it. You could get something that benefits you, something that's like eh. Um, Anything else I want to talk about with the game? The difficulty, I played on the hardest difficulty, which is hard. Maybe once you beat the game once, maybe you have access to very hard, but it's really not that hard. The boss fights are I thought were interesting, but somewhat mediocre. But they were interesting though. I think the first one is the best, and then the ending, obviously, which I'm not going to talk about, was quite surprising. I'll just say that. But yeah, you're just given too much loot. I've ran into a couple bugs. I've one time fell through the map. Um, I fell through the map one time. I sometimes duplicated my items somehow. Batteries. Duplicated batteries. I don't know how that bug occurs. That I'm not too sure about. I've even had inventory bugs where it says you have the item but you can't use it. It's like a weird state of defining if the item is there. It shows it's there, but you might not have it, so you have to kind of discard it to fix that issue. Yeah, just way too much loot, too many items, healing, too many flashbangs, flares. I felt that the flares were so unnecessary. I never had to use them once. I started using them just to see if I could get achievements. And the rocket flares, I duplicated them on accident, so I was just spamming them like fireworks. Um, but yeah, I think the game is carried really hard, not by the combat mechanics, which is, similar to the first game, shine your flashlight at someone, break their shroud of darkness, and then you are able to shoot them. And some weapons are able to penetrate their shroud of darkness to, deal normal damage. But yeah, you know, it's a simple game. It's like the way I would describe it is like Resident Evil with a different twist of horror and like a different design philosophy. Instead of zombies, you have, nightmares or darkness beings, which is really intriguing. But I think the game does a very well job at storytelling. There's areas in the game where you have access to these echoes, they're called, which allow you to get a bit more info on the story that you're chasing, and it implements like that same cinematography of real life. A real life character is being conveyed in the mist or the shadows, and it has like a cool look to it. But yeah, the game is very well, really well made, I would say, based on the cinematography part. It could have been improved upon in the combat section, but if you're someone that likes games that have a lot of cutscenes, Alan Wake is the one for you for sure. It's very intriguing. Um, did I miss anything else? I don't think so. Yeah, the cinematography just carries the game. It does a very well job. Clearly, a lot of effort was put into them, and not one bit did I feel the cinematography was like boring or lackluster. I always felt intrigued. Alan Wake just has a very good voice. His voice actor voice is very good. It's like Gordon Freeman. Like once you hear Gordon Freeman, you're willing to listen and just be obedient, and just stay still and be like the deer in the road with that has the shock because the car is flashing its lights on the deer, right? You have that type of feeling. But yeah, I would rate the game like an 8.5 out of 10, just because of, they could have done a bit more stuff that was a bit harder. I didn't really think the game was that hard. Maybe could have added a harder difficulty, potentially very hard. Um, there might be very hard, so that I'm not too sure about. But yeah, the game overall was a success in my eyes. A bit pricier on the end because I bought the deluxe edition, but you don't have to. You can buy the normal edition, which is in Canadian bucks, it's like $100. In America, I think it's like $70 with tax. But yeah, that's pretty much my Alan Wake 2 review. Thank you guys for watching. Just quick and simple, nothing too crazy. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care and bye bye. Peace out.